Jay Moore, you kind of alluded to this. This was the second question that was into our rundown in terms of the Alchemist. Can we kind of talk about what type of run that he's on, considering all of the most recent collaborations? And this goes back farther than just this year or last year. He's literally been on an incredible run that I think spans way past that. COVID, pre-COVID, like he's been very consistent with his collaboration projects, or even just when he has a one-off here and there. Bam has also shaped the sound too. There's a lot of people out here no drumming it, and it's not Griselda. It's definitely the Alchemist. So what do y'all think about him? Like, what kind of run is he on?
Even if you just take, this most current album with Freddie Gibbs, the song we had a conversation about, not the song, but, the collaboration we heard about, he was going to work with Erykah Badu, and we wondered how that was going to work.
Yeah.
And the song that they have out together is incredible. It's probably something I run at least once a day. I put it on my restaurant's playlist, so you come to my place of business, you're going to hear it.
There you go.
And then I had to go back, because I missed this. I was reminded of it by my man James Biko with Trackstar the DJ. They have a mix show on Sirius XM on Friday nights, and they played a track from Rock Marciano, from their project together last year. And I based on that one song I heard, I said I got to go back and revisit this because now I'm on an Alchemist kick, and I'm telling you, for somebody who honestly has been consistent over the last 20 years at this point,
keep it a buck,
and for him to be really in this pocket where I think I think he's really going to get his just due, to where people are going to be like, okay, more than just, the folks like us who are just deep into this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to talk about, Pharrell doing, and props to them because I'm still running that Clips album.
100%.
Pharrell just has the star power, but the Alchemist is out here just on a run that can't really be matched by anyone else in the industry.
Hip hop.
What you think, B? Just in terms of the run that the Alchemist has been on. How many years you want to,
I can't disagree. He be jamming, man.
He be jamming.
You know what I mean?
Be jam on.
That's the only thing I could say. You know what I mean? It's not much that I've heard from him that I've been like, man, nah, keep that. I did have this conversation with a friend of mine that, he was really peeved by Alchemist records just because he was like, man, drop some drums. Like,
was it me?
Ron was like, that could have been me.
He was like, man, this record would have been dope. It would have been that much better if you put some drums on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that's not what you go to Alchemist for. You know what I mean? That's why that is what, but even then he is who he is because that's what he does. You know what I mean? So that's why you go into Alchemist, because you want that sauce. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted something different, I could go to somebody else or they could do something together. But I'm going to Alchemist because I want them samples that I've never heard before.
But think about this. His interview on The Breakfast Club when he was with 2 Chainz, and he forced and let everybody know his idea of simplicity.
Yeah.
How you can overthink records, overproduce them, and how it gave 2 Chainz a pocket that he was in, and they start talking about all that. And I'm like, listening to that project, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
It works.
I think it works for anybody. I know me thinking with rapper brain. You give me a pocket, like just hearing the record stripped like that, you give me the chance to dance on the record however I decide to. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have to follow a cadence or pick a cadence or whatever. I can do whatever the I want to on this record because it's open landscape for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense because he's creating something to where the rapper doesn't necessarily have to ride the beat. The beat is creating the landscape, so to speak, for the rapper to go off and do whatever they want to do. But Alchemist's style has evolved and transcended through different eras. And I think that's why he's so unique in what he does. Because he approaches it as an actual musician. He's been doing this exact same thing since he came out. I mean, he had joints with Mobb Deep back in the day.
With more drums.
More drum, yeah. Like when you think of the Mob Deep beats that Alchemist did,
Jada Kiss, yeah, more drum.
Dilated Peoples,
yeah, they was drummed up,
yeah.
But like now it's like being an artist, he's comfortable trying different things and it's still working for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I appreciate about his artistry and what he does. And I think a lot of the people that are really into hip hop, because regardless of what you say, you got rap and you got hip hop. People that are really into or were raised off of hip hop, no matter what style of rap they do, they still want that particular sound. And he's one of the producers you can go to that's going to get there for you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what he's doing, and I wouldn't even say it's a run. It's just him doing him and actually working with artists versus. And I don't even know their creative process. I don't know if he's sending beats and they're doing whatever they're doing, or if they're actually working together. It sounds like they're working together to me.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
I'm gonna just send you this beat and you do something on it.
Yeah, I think so.
It sounds like he's actually around the creative process. So I like that. I like producers like that as a whole. So what he's doing is solid.
Lone, put a bow on this in terms of Alchemist run. Have we touched on everything or anything you want to add?
He's just on I think he is on a phenomenal run right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the massive amount of work. Like it's Larry June, 2 Chainz, it's Freddie Gibbs, and he's probably dropping something tomorrow. Like I feel like he's dropping
Erykah
stuff.
Badu album coming.
There you go.
Like it's just he's constantly in our faces with new material. And and it's him. But yeah, no, he's just to me he is on a pretty crazy kind of run right now. I mean, just all the stuff that he's dropping constantly. His name is constantly being talked about. Yeah. And I think this might, granted, he's had a very long career. Terry's talking about him stuff with Mobb Deep and Jada Kiss. And, but he goes back even before that.
Yep.
Yeah. Like he was a young little rapper back in the early 90s. You know what I mean? Like, back, he had a whole phase where he didn't rap at all.
Facts.
That's
and
crazy.
Then he came back and started rapping again. You know what I mean? So the stuff, he was just featured on Evidence's new album, rapping. You know what I mean? They're good friends. They've known each other for a long time. So I just think he's on a really, I think this is one of the better hip hop producer runs I think I've ever seen.
I agree.
One of the things I think, just to kind of put a bow on it, that makes this album special and this, and even the Clips album, not that just I got to tie the clips and everything, but we've heard 2 excellent albums where there is one producer working with the artist. Yeah. It's not this whole patchwork situation. Nothing against that. And honestly, when you think about some of your favorite albums that you've enjoyed over the past couple of years, that's what it's been. A lot of it has been done by The Alchemist. Now that I think about it, even thinking about like one of my favorite Prodigy records was Return to Mac. I mean, it was kind of like a very like independent.
Him and The Alchemist, Albert Einstein.
Yeah, I was about to say I like Albert
That's
Einstein.
Another example of knocking it out the park.
That kind of leads to a whole nother.
Yeah. So I mean, we're just seeing,
conversation.
And then when you go into Hit Boy and the work that he did with Nas, we're getting these great albums where an artist is locking in with a producer.
Yeah, that could. Your point leads to another conversation about is that what artists needs to do right now as far as creating a cohesive, solid offering.
It's going to be hard because everybody's so used to sending, stems and whatnot back and forth through email.
I want y'all to hold that because that might be something we can revisit. I want to get to this next one. Okay. But I actually like that one, so I got to remember that.
I just want to say one thing.
Because we definitely can talk about that. Go ahead, B.
I don't want to hear Alchemist rapping very much anymore. Like
you were doing so well.
Yeah,
you were doing so well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the production, man.
It's got to come on around, don't you?
The rapping.
I don't think he's as bad as.
He's not terrible.
Here's what I'll say. I actually like this will be controversial, and it's not because I'm white.
Can we clip it?
I like Alchemist rapping more than Larry June.
I knew you was about to say that.
More than Larry
we're gonna
Jones?
clip that. We have to clip that. Yeah, we got to clip that.
I knew you was about to say that shit.
Because didn't Alchemist do that song? It was a real weird collaboration.
I'm not mad at you.
It was Twista and Maxwell.
He had a whole collaboration album.
That's one of my favorite.
People forget
he rapped on that.
Didn't he rap on the joint with the 2 twins?
Nina Sky.
Nina Sky.
He rapped on that. The Hold You Down.
He definitely got bars.
He sounded good on. He sounded good on.
I didn't think he was that bad on that.
I don't think he's not one of my favorite rappers or anything like that, but
it's some people you'll take him over, huh?
I heard him on that. It's just I'm thinking about him on The Great Escape, and 60 Days is a song that I really enjoy with Larry June.
Yeah,
and then Alchemist comes on there, and I'm like, shut the up.
Respectfully.
Look here, man.
There you go.